Welcome back. We have the pleasure to host today Mrs. Sahar Gamal, yoga teacher and sound therapist, and also Reiki healer. And we are going to discuss universal events and its effect on our behavior and the relation between planets and its effect on our attitude and our relation with the earth and with our ancestors, and lots of ideas that we are going to discuss with Mrs. Sahar Gamal, yoga teacher. I welcome you.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be with you here in the National TV, Nile TV, Women's World. It's an honor and I'm very grateful.
Thank you. We have the pleasure to host you today. It's my honor.
Thank you.
Well, Mrs. Gamal, let's talk first. Today is the winter solstice, in which this is the only day in the year that the night is longer than the day.
Yes,
so we'd like to have an idea about this.
Wow, today is very, very powerful day. It's the winter solstice, and it's actually the longest night. So it's like as if the accumulation of what happened in 2020 is carried on to be on this day. So after today, things will be lighter because the day will be a little bit longer day by day. So it will be lighter on our hearts and our souls, and things will be developing in a good way. Today is actually a great opportunity to sink within, and to sink within our shadows, and to start to see what we wanna heal or what we wanna see, to see it in front of us, embrace it and heal it, and then carry on lighter for the rest of the year. That will help us as well for new beginning for the 2021.
Yes, yes. So, Mrs. Gamal, is there a contact between us and between the individuals in general and the events taking place, the universal events taking place, and how does it affect our behavior and attitude at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, all the religions, from the ancient civilizations and all of that, they really counted so much on the astrology and the movement of stars and planets, and they relate that and on our behavior somehow. So today is a major astrology event, which is the conjunction between two planets, major planets, which is Jupiter and Saturn. So it's like in Vedic astrology or the ancient Indian astrology, they say it's like a planetary war, where the Jupiter, which represents the wisdom, the guru, the expansion, will be weakened, and it's in the sign of Capricorn, and Saturn will be very powerful because it's very powerful in its place. So what we need today is to be more generous, to make Jupiter more powerful in us, to be more kind, to be more giving, so we can actually pass through this event in peace, because it does affect us in many ways.
Yes.
Because Saturn is the planet of hard lessons, of karmic lessons. So if we wanna go with that in ease, which affects us in so many ways, we have to make Jupiter in us, which represents the generosity and giving, more enlightened or more showing.
Yes. So, Mrs. Gamal, how does the natural phenomena affect our mood or status? Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we have we cannot sleep, we have some insomnia, we are stressed, we are bored. So
Yeah, I mean, of course, the movement of stars, of the moon as well, the full moon, the new moon, you know, the phases of the moon affects us so much because we are like 70 to 80% of our body is water, and moon affects the water in our body. So with the mood, I mean, sometimes during the full moon, for example, people would feel good. Sometimes other people, they don't feel very good with the moon. So it depends on the relationship of the moon and your body. So it's individual really relationship between, let's say, if I'm talking about the moon, so it's going to be very individual relationship with you and the moon. But it also, we are being affected with other universal movement, like the planets, the moon, the stars, all of that does affect us somehow.
Yes. So, Mrs. Gamal, concerning the moon you've just mentioned now and the sun, is there a relation between the appearance of the moon and the human body, in which a person should be sleeping with the appearance of the moon and should be awakened during the day, the sun, when the sun appears, and how does this affect people who work by night and they sleep in the morning, for example, but they never, at the same time, they never feel comfortable?
Wow, it's a very, very good question, because the night, it was created for us to sleep.
Yes.
And of course, the morning for us to, I mean, to work and to be active and all of that, because the sun really affects our activity. You know, we feel more active if we stay in the sun. Even, you know, for some people, if they are depressed, I actually recommend them to stay in the sun. I mean, to have the sunlight to go into the system. I would just recommend that, because it's by nature we have to rest at night and work in the morning. So, but I would recommend in such cases for people who would work during the night to try to compensate that as who sleeps during the mornings. I mean, to take, like, maybe, you know, sometimes in the sun, maybe during their days off or whatever, but they have to compensate that somehow.
Yes.
You know?
What is the importance of the sun, and why was the sun very important for ancient Egyptians, for example?
Yeah, the sun represents fertility. It represents power, leadership. So it's a symbolic meaning for the power, for the ultimate power. And when you sit in the sun, you just take the sun rays, and the sun rays washes you somehow. So each element in the universe has its own effect and its own benefit. The moon has its own benefit, the sun, and but the sun in particular has a great effect on our body, on rejuvenation of our cells. You know, you sit in the sun and you feel like you're like making rejuvenation or refreshing yourself again. And of course, talking about ancient Egyptian as well, and the summer solstice earlier, as you mentioned, today is very, very, very special in ancient Egyptian civilization. There is a huge event happening now in Luxor, in Karnak.
In Karnak temple, yes.
In Karnak temple, where the sun is appearing in between, like it has a you know, special positioning that every year people, they go there and watch it, and you know, actually it's a sign of rebirth, like rebirth for new beginnings, for the new year. You know, for the year is coming after the after this year, or after the winter solstice.
Yes. Do you think that the ancient Egyptians knew the yoga? Isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
But maybe the names were different.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
definition, I mean.
Yeah, the definition, I'm sure it was different, but there is, of course, they knew everything at that
Yes.
time. I mean, and the connection between, because the yoga is the union between mind and body and soul.
Yes.
So in ancient Egypt, of course, they witnessed that, they knew that, and they used to do some movement, which is, we say now it's yoga, to connect with their body and mind and soul. And they used to do as well the mudras, I mean the movement of the fingers together, because in this hand you have the 5 elements.
Yes.
So if you connect 2 elements together, you do some power somehow. So yes, and yes, they used to connect with the yoga to evolve body and mind, soul all together, like as a union.
Yes. How does our ancestors affect our present life?
Okay. We come into this life carrying so much. Maybe carrying through our genes from our ancestors. They say sometimes the three generation before us. Some people they say 7 generations before us. Some people they say just, you know, our ancestors, all the bloodline all through in the past, and we carry some habits. We carry some actions that they have done, and we carry it in our genes, and we carry it in through this line and the connection with the ancestors. And if we are now aware that we have this pattern and we inherited that from our ancestors,
Yes.
it's our role for us to heal it, to be aware of it and to heal it, so not to be carried on for the next generation.
Yes.
So healing, when you heal yourself, actually it affects not only you, it affects the generations to come. This is how important healing, even if you don't have children, it goes through the cousins, or it goes through the bloodline. Yeah, so this is how important it is. I
Yes.
mean, and of course as well, it's not only the actions or the karmic events from the ancestors, it's always the good parts as well. We carry strength as well from our ancestors, and if we are aware of it, it supports us so much in our present moment and in the future as well. So it carries on both of them. You heal whatever needs to be healed, and you take strength from whatever give you strength, and whatever is very powerful in your genes or in the ancestors' line.
Yes. Mrs. Gamal, how can we purify our soul?
That's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful questions. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So purification of the soul. Soul is, you know, our souls is sparks from God, because God, He just, you know, give us from His souls, from His soul. So purification of the soul mainly through connection with the divine or with God. This is what the strengthening of this connection will make the purification of the soul. There are, of course, this is the main thing. Also, connection with the earth or with the elements that God created for us is very important to heal. So if people would walk barefoot, they can just release whatever they need from, they need to release from all baggage through the earth. So the earth will take care of it. You know, the earth will take care of all negative emotions, negative thoughts, negative feelings. If you just connect with Mother Earth, it will manage to transmute it into something light, and something beautiful, into light. So it's basically 2 things: connection with the heaven, with God, with the heart of God, with the light like with the angels and all of that, and connection with the earth. So if you connect with both, healing can be done.
Yes.
Totally. Yes.
Yes. So how can the souls meet each other or find a link between each other?
Yeah. Okay. For the souls, there are like soul contracts. Like we agreed before we were born that we're gonna meet this person or meet that person. So it's like everyone has like a soul tribe.
Yes.
Is different than the soul family. Your family, the bloodline is totally different. It's soul tribe who are maybe more or less on the same path or a spiritual journey that you are.
Yes.
So you're supporting each other and you are evolving with each other, and you find them through awareness and through the power of intention.
Yes.
If you have the intention to meet your soul tribe or maybe soul sisters or soul brothers, that will happen if you just set the intention of it.
Yes.
And you are aware of it, and it will just happen magically, and you evolve together in the path.
Yes. Unfortunately, our time is up. I thank you very much, Mrs. Sahar Gamal, yoga teacher, sound therapist, and also Reiki healer. Thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It was a
It's an
pleasure
honor.
hosting you. Of course.
Yeah, it was a pleasure
Thank
as
you
well.
very
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of Women's World of Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.